Let's talk a little bit about some other news and notes that have happened over the last week. We saw the big Clash at the Castle main event. I think a lot of people went into that just assuming that Drew McIntyre was going to win the world title from Damian Priest. They had a heck of a match. It was the main event. It closed the show. They made the cool choice to start the evening with Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles. They had a barn burner, and ultimately AJ quit, but we got to see that killer instinct of Cody. But the
Yeah.
real story was the main event. And the WWE production team did an excellent job with the way they shot the finish, where the referee slides in to make the count for Drew. And we can't really make out who the referee is, but he only counts two and then stops. And it was CM Punk wearing a referee shirt. And this is interesting booking because CM Punk can't wrestle. He's not cleared to wrestle. He's had major surgery. He's still trying to rehab and get better. And this feud has been going on for months, and they've literally never been able to have a match. By the
Right.
time they have a match, it's going to be a main event, Drew and CM Punk. But after the fans or after the pay per view was finished, a lot of the fans there live in the building were pretty upset and had some not so nice chants. They were frustrated and disappointed. And I've seen a lot of people online be critical of that finish and think, man, you robbed the fans of what was right there in front of you. But I've also seen other people say, well, if they come back and they fix it next time, that you've got a reason to come back. And it reminded me a
Mm.
little bit of the one night only circumstance way back when in 1997, where the British Bulldog he dropped the European Championship. Shawn Michaels beat him, and we
Mhm.
never got the payoff. I'm curious what you thought of not sending the fans home happy, but let's go the other way. Let's book some heat. What'd you think of that creative?
I didn't have a problem with it. I think heat's a big catalyst of drawing more money and television ratings. I I, uh, I liked it. I like the emotions that it created. It didn't bother me a bit, Conrad. It didn't bother me a bit. Thought it was the right thing to do. Uh, we're just automatically thinking that geography should dictate the finish, and Drew being a Scotsman, and this event being in Scotland, the natural thing is, well, the hometown guy gets to go over, and it just doesn't always work. And I'm not saying you always go the other way. You don't always do anything. You do it when it's the right thing to do and it makes sense. So I didn't have a problem with it. I wasn't shocked that CM Punk was involved. That was a very smart use of him, as you pointed out so accurately. He was, it was just a thing where you want to get Punk involved because he is close to coming back, from what I understand. Uh, I get text messages from him on a somewhat frequent basis because he's just checking on me to see how I'm feeling. He likes me and he respects me, and it's reciprocal. But I didn't have a problem with that finish. I thought it was good, and it sometimes fans of this era don't know how to accept the heat, how to accept villains winning, or not being made happy, or being made whole. So you don't have to be happy about a finish if it's intriguing and we're talking, and you and I are talking about it,
Yeah.
for example. So no problem here with that deal. I thought it was strategic use of an injured wrestler who could not be involved in physicality, i.e., CM Punk, and we move on because you know that as soon as Punk is released, that's where they're going.
Right.
Punk and McIntyre, and two guys I like a lot. They're two stars. So and you can bet your ass they'll turn it up. They'll have some hellacious matches. There's no doubt about it when time comes. I miss CM Punk. I thought he was he contributed greatly to the AEW roster when he was with us. To be perfectly candid, I wish he still was. How do you not want a talent the level of CM Punk not still with your company? It just didn't work out. It was psychological. personality wise, just did not work out. And that's unfortunate. But I've seen that happen before. I remember when Junkyard Dog left Mid-South. That was huge. That was the bell cow. Dog was the bell cow. He was the guy. And he left, and he left in a different way. He went through a different door to get out, but it still hurt the company at that time because he was so entrenched, so special, that what are we going to do now? Well, you replace him. You pick it up and let Cowboy do the booking.
Wanted to ask you another thing about CM Punk. Just a couple of days ago, one half of the Insane Clown Posse, Violent J, posted a message that wasn't so kind to CM Punk. He said, F CM Punk for life. You wouldn't shake our hands in TNA, little bitch, and you clown on the only real friend you ever had in Colt Cabana, you bitch. And he went on and on and on. And I thought it was kind of out of left field. I mean, it felt like that was all old stuff. I mean, he even made reference to the fact that he shared a bank account with his mom before she passed. And Punk, what does that have to do with anything? And
I don't get that.
Bring that up? And
explain that to me, Conrad. What is that?
Well,
what's the significance of that statement?
Way back when Punk did that presser after the AEW pay-per-view where he just sort of went off. And then, of course, we know what happened after that. But when all of that happened, he just started, verbal diatribe about Colt Cabana. And he made mention of the fact that Colt still shared a bank account with his mom. And
okay.
But the idea is, a lot of sons still take care of their parents. I mean, I don't think that's that foreign of a concept.
I wish I had that opportunity.
Right? I mean,
I wish I had that opportunity right now today, as I sit here.
I think you and I mean, this is understood between you and I, but whatever our moms needed, they got.
Damn right. And they still would.
Yes.
God bless her. She's not with us any longer. For me, you're lucky. Your mom and dad are still alive.
Yes.
And I'm sure you're very thankful for that because they're getting at the age where things could change in a blink of an eye. And, we don't want to think that, but the reality of it is that we should be grateful that we still have them, and
absolutely.
I'm trying to, with my daughter Amanda's cannabis business there in Tulsa is one way I'm trying to help my kids. My other daughter is a licensed physician assistant, and I support her and her family as best I can. College tuitions. I got two granddaughters that are going to be in nursing school soon. One's already in it. So I'm doing what I can to catch up, being a better dad than I was when I was on the road and doing weekly television, when I was always doing something. But it didn't have anything to do with them, which I regret.